Two semifinal rematches and a heck of a lot of basketball. It's the Battle of Big Bend. This time we're coming to you live from Grant Gymnasium here in Webster Groves. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special presentation of NCAA Division III basketball presented by the PrepCast Network. Good afternoon, folks. Sam Baker joined alongside Ashley Wright. And Ashley, I got a question. How do you replicate last year's season if you're Coach O? You're already 11-1 on the season. What do you have to do to not only get the win here this afternoon, but continue that success that you had last year?
Yeah, just maintain that momentum. Obviously, he has the keys to build a special program, and being able to go 11-1 a season after winning that SLIAC championship is major. I think the key point here for Webster is that defensive intensity that they are able to keep up. In their last outing, they forced 35 turnovers, and that led to 30 points, and that's what led to the success of the Webster Gorloks.
Last time these two teams faced was the SLIAC Conference semifinals match here in Grant Gymnasium 1 year ago. This time around, the Gorloks will have to do it without the help of Addison Beesink, Hannah Cottrell, Naomi Johnson, and a couple other crucial seniors that they are missing. However, on the court now for the Gorloks, Bowden-Distel, Lancaster, Grimes, Rolfus, and Gilchrist here to start things off in the first.
And immediately we see that defensive intensity from Webster. They're making it hard on Fontbonne, although they got down into the lane early and got their rebound.
Pickett, the kick outside to White. That three is no good, off the mark. Gilchrist will pick up the rebound. Bowden-Distel from long range. No good on that time. Rebound brought down by Fontbonne. That one is a bit long and off the baseline, and this one will head the other way for Webster.
Immediately, I like what Fontbonne is doing. They're getting out ahead of the pace, trying to get some easy, fast break points against this Webster defense before they're able to really set up and get comfortable.
And it looks like Fontbonne already running a press defense. Both of these teams have notable full-court press defenses. Whenever they start, they're going to gun it from the beginning of the tip-off, and they're not going to let up until the final whistle is sounded. Bowden-Distel drives, nice left hand off the glass, and that one connects.
And there we kind of see the qualm of running a press defense. If you're not able to rotate, someone is going to always be open. Webster capitalizing off that easy layup.
And travel will be called down low. Webster will take this one the other way. That is two back-to-back turnovers for the Griffins.
Courtney White found herself amongst the trees down low on that block. Couldn't quite get herself established.
Kick outside. Bowden-Distel once again top of the key. Rotating the ball to the other side. Gilchrist on the wing.
Great spacing for the Gorloks early. And that's another way that you break a press and you break a zone. You rotate that ball and you're able to space yourself. You're forcing the defense to try and rotate, and they just didn't get there in time. And another turnover there by Fontbonne.
So that one was tipped out by Bowden-Distel. Great steal from point guard number 15, Jordan Grimes. Talk about stepping up from six-man into year to now in the starting rotation. Watching Jordan Grimes progress not only as a student but also as an athlete here on the court for Coach O's squad has been nothing but spectacular. She has really stepped up into that leader role.
Yes, it's that next woman up mentality. She really honed into that, and now she's establishing herself as a leader on this Webster team.
Gilchrist has an open lane, goes up strong. No foul called. The Griffins will pull down another defensive rebound. Jemiah Bailey now driving baseline. Nice defense there from the Gorloks. They'll get another opportunity. And number 22, Bethany Lancaster, will pull this one down for the Gorloks.
One thing you notice about the Gorloks, they play defense in such a physical way, but they're so smart and they don't foul. Hard foul down low. That'll be number 22, Bethany Lancaster, going to the line. But the Gorloks are so smart on defense, just staying straight up and still altering their opponent's shot attempts.
Making her first free throws of the night, number 22, Bethany Lancaster, the junior forward, is off the mark on the first. Webster still up by 5, thanks to a deep 3 by Kate Rolfus just about a minute ago, as that second free throw is good. So Bethany Lancaster right now sits at second in the SLIAC conference for rebounds per game. She is averaging about 9. Matched up with her is number 23 for Fontbonne, Courtney White, who sits atop of the leaderboard right now with about 10 rebounds per game. So right now, we're watching two of the best rebounders in the SLIAC conference go head-to-head down low underneath the basket. We're going to see numbers probably around 50 or 60 rebounds tonight for each team respectively.
And that's the thing about both of these teams. They don't like to allow those second chance points, so they're definitely going to crash the glass defensively.
Nice transition bucket for Nisa Gilchrist. Kate Rolfus was loving that transition play. The court vision was executed perfectly. And we've got a 30-second timeout here for Fontbonne. Webster leads this one early, 8-0 in the first quarter. And what a great start for Webster. It's been a couple points on the board already. You've knocked down a three-pointer. You got to give your shooters some confidence. What do you think, Ashley?
Yeah, definitely. Webster being able to kind of put on the pressure for Fontbonne. They haven't been able to get anything easy, and we talked about it early, just the defense that has translated to that easy offense for the Gorlocks. Almost all of their points have come from fast breaks. They've had a couple outside jumpers, but just Webster really putting that pressure on the Griffins so far.
A noticeable size difference in the rosters as we take a look at each bench respectively. The Gorlocks filled up every single seat. And as we take over at Fontbonne, there are still a couple on the end, so they're going to have to play a little bit longer today if they want to keep up with Webster's stamina and their deep bench. That Coach O is noted to put his freshmen in. He's not scared to put in all of his players that sit kind of near the far end of the bench. He will do it. As this one is fumbled, Lancaster picks up the cherry dip and finishes at the rim. Webster now leads by 10. The contact and the foul. Madison Nelson will go to the line here for one more.
She's looking to capitalize on the old-fashioned three-pointer. Great job by Nelson. This is kind of how you slow down the momentum of Webster. Try to get our team some points on the board.
Nelson, the freshman, comes into this one averaging 13 points a game. She is 47% from beyond the arc and also is averaging about 5 rebounds a game as well. And that's what you really want to see out of this Fontbonne team. You want to see guards that are versatile. You want to be an excellent shooter, but you want to see your guys get down low, get tenacious on defense, grab rebounds, and stay hustling, because if you hustle throughout the whole game, you're guaranteed to match that effort from the other team.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. None other than Courtney White skying for that rebound, able to draw a foul against the Gorlocks.
Courtney White, the most recent recipient of the SLIAC Player of the Week award. As this one is found down low to Nelson. Nice feed as that one is finished off the glass and in. Webster now leads Fontbonne by 6 here in the first.
Great hesitation by White to kind of set herself up and get that pass down low to Nelson on the block.
Gorlocks working the rock around the key. Down low, Bowden-Distel, just 10 on the shot clock. Lancaster pulls up, catch and shoot is good.
And that's just automatic by Lancaster. I mean, just kissing it off the glass down low. Great job by her staying concentrated.
Guarding closely there is number 24, Mariana Brick, as the Gorlocks are able to get a steal. Kate Rolfus in transition. Bowden-Distel down low, and she finds the floater off of the steal from Mariana Brick. Here she goes one more time, chasing it down. And boy, ever since she stepped in the game, she has her eyes on the ball handlers like they are dinner.
She does. You can tell that she's definitely locked in. Great outside shot there by the Gorlocks.
Kaya Harbor with a deep 3 to bring the Gorlocks now back within 7. Diving for it.
If you're Webster, this is what you like to see. The Griffins kind of playing out of control and sloppy. This is uncharacteristic of the Griffins, but much of a testament to the Gorlocks defense.
A couple of fresh legs here for the Gorlocks. Number 31, Emily Wilson. 34, Trinity Matthews. And I believe that is freshman Claire Williams as well on the court. As that one is tipped up and long, they're going to race for it. As that was Mallory Ronshausen chasing it down with Mariana Brick. Number 24 squared. And the Gorlocks will take this one the other way. And we've got a whistle here. The referees are going to talk this one over. Actually, I'm not sure what that call was there. That might have been either a loose ball foul or a technical violation that I just did not catch. Did you see anything on that play?
I did not. I think that the refs were kind of just trying to talk something over. I didn't see a signal of a jersey number given to the sideline. Great mid-range jump shot there.
The step-back jumper is good for Rolfus. And the Gorlocks now have 16 here in the first. Nelson, the kick to Ronshausen. Just off the front of the rim and out. Williams on the push. Nice feed down low to Matthews. Matthews will kick it out to Brick.
Great rotation on defense by the Griffins, but the Gorlocks still finding that open woman on the low block. That was Trinity Matthews down low.
Gorlocks making the extra pass. Trinity Matthews had an excellent look off the glass as she's still fighting for the steal as a foul will be called. And that'll be a block on Claire Williams down below.
It's so hard to stop Courtney White when she's got a full head of steam. I mean, she just came down looking unstoppable. And she's remaining down on the floor. That's something you hate to see. Senior guard Courtney White averaging 14 points per game for the Griffins. She's definitely someone that contributes a lot to the Griffins, both offensively and defensively.
And we got Coach Michael Fitzgerald, head coach of the Griffins, alongside Caroline Roberts, the athletic trainer for Webster. And they're going to check on Courtney and make sure she's all right. She's on her feet, which is always a good sign.
It's good to see her walk off on her own power. You hate to see a player go down, but
and so Courtney White will go ahead and take a seat. And this will bring number 33, Haley Boucher, up to the line. And she connects on the first. So a heartbreaking play led to some time on the bench. Courtney White will hopefully find her way back into this one, as she is a crucial scorer for the Griffins. So back in action, 18-9 with just under 4 minutes left here in the first quarter. Gorlocks up 18-9. Trinity Matthews drives inside, draws the foul, and she'll head to the line for two.
one thing that the Gorlocks are doing very well is finding themselves in the interior, making these great passes to get some high percentage shots early, and that's kind of what contributed to their 9-point lead.
First free throw is no good. Good on the first. So 1 of 2 at the line for Trinity Matthews. Fontbonne looking to answer. Ball is squeaked in. Somehow found its way to Riley Pickett.
And a great trap there by the Gorlocks. That was number 24, Mariana Brick, alongside Trinity Matthews. Those long arms forcing the ball to get knocked off of Fontbonne.
Triangle passes led to Brick on the outside. Stunnard finds Williams all by herself. Nice hesitation from Brick as she finds the easy lane and gets the bucket.
So smart. Passed up a wide open shot for an even higher percentage shot. Great call there.
And you know, Ashley, there were a lot of good looks on that possession. You had about 5 extra passes that could have been converted into points right there, but that just goes to show how selfless Webster's going to play this game.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. When you play unselfish basketball, great things happen, and so far everything has been going the Gorlock's way.
Williams pulls up from mid-range. No good off that. Gets her own rebound. Throws it up to Stunnard. Deflection there. Steal. Caught up by number 32, Amaya Earls. Webster gets it right back. Bounce pass to Wilson. Nice finish at the glass and the bucket. Emily Wilson drawing the contact, and she will head to the line to convert the and one.
Wilson showing some emotion after that hard-fought and one. There was a lot of contact on that play, yet she was still able to get the finish.
And the three-point conversion is good. So number 31, Emily Wilson, the sophomore from Quincy, Illinois, currently sits atop of the conference leaderboard in field goal percentage. She is shooting 61% on the year. She only averages about 10 points a game, but this means that she takes smart shots. She's always looking around for her teammates. On that last possession that we saw, she was responsible for about 4 of those extra passes. She moves around the key so seamlessly, and she's such a crucial aspect to the offense. Not in that she scores a lot, but she's able to facilitate the offense, rather.
And that's something that's so rare that you find in a post player. And she's only a sophomore, so much more room to grow, but she's definitely on the right path.
Stunnard almost. Nice rebound from Emily Wilson, completing the deal and getting the job done. As we've got a full timeout called here. Webster leads Fontbonne 26-9 here in the first quarter. It has been a one-sided match since the tip. And folks, I do apologize. We're having some issues with our live stats. So we are not up to speed with current statistics, but we can tell you that right now Emily Wilson sits atop of the point scorers for Webster at the moment with 5. Behind her, Mariana Brick with 2. Kate Rolfus, a couple of minutes ago, scored Webster's deep 3 to put them up 10-4. And we've got more basketball coming up here in just a minute. Responsible for the inbound, Mallory Ronshausen. And they're going to go ahead and call a foul on the trap. And that will be called on number 34, Trinity Matthews, her first. 4th team foul for Webster. One note, Ashley, that I forgot to mention before the game is I wanted to keep an eye on Webster's foul trouble. It's hard to not notice when your top 2 power forwards, Bethany Lancaster and Julie Bowden-Distel, get 3 fouls before halftime. It's something that you have to keep an eye on, and so far they've been doing a really good job of keeping the foul count low.
Yeah, they have. When you play this aggressive defense, sometimes it's hard to hone in and not foul, but so far they've been very disciplined and just going straight up. And there we see Wilson cleaning up the glass yet again. She did that just before the timeout call, and she's been having her way down low.
Long range 3. No good off the mark. Rebound is tipped. Last touch by Jemize Bailey, and this one will head the other way for the Gorlocks.
And the Gorlocks doing a good job of keeping their legs fresh. They've been pressing almost the entire game, so it's easy for their team to get kind of depleted as far as energy levels go, but a good job rotating.
So Webster back in with their starting five. Nice right-hander from Julie Bowdendistel. Boy, that close-range shot has really been humming tonight. She has been key so far tonight in the inside scoring.
It's almost like a floater, but still a jump shot. You never quite know. It's hard to defend, definitely, and she's been knocking it down.
Boucher nowhere to go, dribbles it out. And another blocking foul there. I believe that's going to be on Bowdendistel. It is. So that will be number 1 on Julie. Her first of the evening. Webster's 5th team foul so far. And Ashley, it's almost like the referees can hear you, and it's a cliche every time that you call it.
It is.
So you can see Coach Olafson giving his rundown on his rendition of a blocking foul. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work. He's doing a superb job.
Yeah, he is. Just before the foul call, he was playing defense himself, trying to help trap.
What a character. Coach Olafson in his 15th season here at Webster University. And he's a big aspect to why this team cares so much for their school and for their sport, as he is atop of the leadership position. Look at him screaming, yelling at his players to get in position. And they've got such a wide lead, you almost have to ask yourself, why are you so intense?
You can feel the passion definitely coming from that sideline. And another foul call on the Griffins. This time it'll be number 22, Bethany Lancaster, heading to the line for the Gorlocks.
So this will be Lancaster's second trip to the free throw line this half. Number 1 is good. No good on the second. Rebound picked up by Boucher. Nelson has a lane, goes up strong, deflected by Lancaster. And Wolf was picked up her feet too quick, so it's going to stay here for Fontbonne.
Great job by Fontbonne getting that ball right back. That was Ronhausen forcing that turnover for the Griffins.
Outside, thought about it. Nelson jacks up a triple. That one's good.
And she was almost uncontested there on that three-point attempt. Good job by Nelson taking advantage of the lackluster defense.
Lancaster wanted to find Bowdendistel on that baseline drive, picked up her pivot foot, and that's another turnover for Webster. And another foul called, this time on Jordan Grimes.
And this is how Fontbonne can kind of chip away at the Gorlocks' lead, forcing turnovers, taking their own trips to the line. The more you obviously keep Webster from gaining possession, the more you're able to get yourself back into this game early.
First free throw is good from Harbor. Kaya Harbor, the junior from Sullivan, Missouri. One of Fontbonne's best free throw shooters, coming in at 88% from beyond the charity stripe. And if you're going to look to get a lot of fouls, you'd certainly want to send Kaya to the line to make them. Kick out to Gilchrist. Bowdendistel, top of the key. About 2 seconds separating shot clock and game clock. Nice finish at the rim for Jordan Grimes.
Yeah, and that was pushed her down low. Not rotating quick enough, and Grimes able to get that easy point.
And that last tip off the finger roll is no good to end the half. Webster not worried about it. They are up 33-15 to close out the first half here at the Grant. So far leading the way for Webster, number 31, Emily Wilson with 7 points. Right behind her, number 14, Julie Bowdendistel with 6. And Bethany Lancaster coming in right behind them with 5 of her own. It's been an interesting first quarter here so far. Ashley, it's been a one-sided match. What do you think Webster has been doing a really good job of so far this afternoon?
Definitely forcing turnovers. We talked about it in their last outing against Spalding. They scored 30 points off turnovers. So far here today, after one quarter, they've already got 16 points off of turnovers. So that's what's led to their early lead and definitely has gained a lot of momentum for the Gorlocks.
So, folks, don't go anywhere. We've got more NCAA Division III basketball coming your way in just a few minutes. So Fontbonne will start things off here in the second quarter. It's been a one-sided match so far, 33-15. Webster with the lead. Kicked outside, corner three. No good on that one. Webster will take it the other way.
Good job by Webster coming out of that into the first quarter huddle. Definitely getting their hands out and still rotating on defense. Haven't skipped a beat so far off that first possession.
Webster comes into the second quarter shooting 65% from the field. Fontbonne with 27% respectively. As Rolfus will take a shot at a deep three. That one's good.
And she shot that ball with so much confidence. You almost knew as soon as she let it go that it was going in. She left that arm up too.
Kate Rolfus, now 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. She is shooting 66% this afternoon. And the look on her face says it all. Nisa Gilchrist called for the foul. And boy, she couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't look like a lot of contact there. She definitely kept her eyes on the ball. But that's the point of having multiple referees. You get different vantage points.
And we're going to go ahead and try to take a look at that steal one more time. It looked like that one might have been either all ball or just caught the arm of Jemize Bailey. We'll try to take a look one more time. And so that free throw is good. Rolfus moving around the top of the key. Gilchrist picks this one back up. Bounce pass to Rolfus. Rolfus, the pass to nowhere, will lead to another Gorlock turnover.
Those black jerseys were everywhere on that defensive stand. Good job by Fontbonne forcing that turnover. Again, this is how the Griffins can get themselves back into this game.
Kaya Harbor got to get it over the timeline. Nisa Gilchrist picks up the deflection. Fast break opportunity. Grimes fights for it. Bowdendistel there to receive the insurance.
What a great initial pass by Gilchrist. Just the softest touch. That was easily, it could have been floated out of bounds, but great awareness, good eyes.
Back-to-back steals for the Gorlocks and a foul called underneath on Jemize Bailey. So 2 back-to-back steals almost led to second chance points. Another thing that we have mentioned in the broadcast is Webster's ability to convert off of those second chance points. They've done so well in the past game, scoring 30 of those. And they now have 18 points scored off of those turnovers this afternoon. Lancaster down low, almost had it. Fontbonne will pick up another steal. Ronshausen's from 3. No good on that one. Rebound corralled by Gilchrist. Cross-court pass to Bowdendistel.
Oh, looks like a missed travel call for the Gorlocks. Still Fontbonne able to play some great defense. The Gorloks looking frazzled. And the Griffins come away with possession.
Frazzled indeed. Fontbonne doing an excellent job of connecting on those careless mistakes made by Webster. And they're showing a lot of heart and grit so far. Fontbonne's not giving up anytime soon, and I really appreciate that in almost a lopsided half so far. Bowdendistel, no good from mid-range. Fontbonne with another defensive board.
And a great block there by Nelson down low.
No good off the glass. Ronshausen with an offensive board. Lancaster snags it down.
Such long arms, it's hard to even get a shot attempt up when Lancaster is down low. And then we've got Rolfus able to get the easy score and a quick timeout.
Nice bucket from Kate Rolfus off the transition layup. We got another timeout on the floor from Fontbonne. Coach Fitzgerald wants to talk it over with his squad. We've got basketball in just a few minutes. Just over 7 minutes left here in the first half of action. Webster still with a commanding lead over Fontbonne, 40-16. As Bailey, no good on the mid-range jumper.
Good idea by Bailey. Nobody was stopping the ball. And so she did a stop and pop. Almost the same thing happening on the Gorloks end, but unable to capitalize. And Fontbonne comes away with the possession.
The pass to Bailey. Earls, the bounce pass back to Bailey. Nice give and go. Will earn a trip to the free throw line.
And that's just textbook basketball there by the Griffins. Good job by Bailey down low, really honing in and making sure she let the defender blow by her first and commit that foul.
First one is good. Two for two that time around for Jemize Bailey. Sophomore averaging 13 points a game, shooting just 20% from beyond the arc. Stunner, nice wraparound bounce pass. Great hustle there defense there from Ronshausen. Man-to-man pressure is heavy from Fontbonne. Jenna Stunnard tried to find Claire Williams on the wing. A little miscommunication there will lead to another Webster turnover.
Great hands by Fontbonne. Bailey deflecting that ball up top. And now the Griffins with another possession, able to keep the Gorloks off the board.
And we've got a loose ball foul called on number 0, Madison Nelson. Her first foul of the afternoon. Fourth Fontbonne team foul. Williams off the inbound, kicks it to Kunze. Emily Kunze nowhere to go, picks up her dribble. Nice bounce pass to Emily Wilson. Holy cow. And we've got a foul.
And that was almost a no-look bounce pass of sorts. Faked us out, and also Wilson, she wasn't quite ready, but still able to draw the foul.
And she does that every single game. You've got to catch the highlights from Emily Kunze. She should be one of the assist leaders for Webster with her flashy pass and no-look passes. When you're working on transition, you can better believe she's going to try to throw you an alley-oop. Williams all by herself in the corner. No good off the mark. Matthews fighting for the rebound. Nice snag in the post. Good wraparound. Trinity Matthews finishing at the rack.
what an up and under by Matthews. That was so pretty. Great job cashing in down low with a defender in her face. She left her.
And you know what? That's a WNBA move right there if I've ever seen one. Way to work around the post, knowing where your defender is, taking your time and not forcing any shots down low.
And the footwork that's associated with getting your defender around you. Just excellent job by Matthews.
The true freshman has been helping this Webster offense tremendously, as that three is no good on the mark from Boucher. Long pass, Emily Wilson.
You talk about it, was that kind of the alley-oop that we were looking for? She tipped that pass to Wilson, and Wilson was ready for it that time.
The Gorlocks are having fun with it, 44-18, with just about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Foul called on Trinity Matthews near the half-court line. And sometimes you just get a little too excited on defense. You want to reach in there and try to grab the ball as quick as you can. Referee's making a stop to that one. So Riley Pickett will go ahead and have a seat. Kaya Harbor, the junior, will go ahead and check back in for the Griffins.
The Griffins looking to slow it down. That was one of the first times that we saw the Griffins kind of set up an offense throughout this game.
That foul is called on Claire Williams, her third of the afternoon. As Coach O will go ahead and bring in Mariana Brick to take her place. So Claire Williams, the freshman out of Omaha, Nebraska, comes into this one only averaging 5 points a game, but is shooting really well, 47% from beyond the field, 37% from three-point range, and still averages about 2 or 3 rebounds a game as well. So looking at Coach O's squad, he's got a lot of these players that have their fingerprints all over the stat sheet. It's not just highest numbers in the scoring column. It's not just you're able to grab rebounds. It's that you can be a versatile ball player, and Coach O loves that skill base.
Yeah, definitely. And Webster, they're obviously a very deep team, but it helps when you have certain players that are good in certain areas and they can step up when that asset is needed.
Rebound by Fontbonne. They'll get another scoring opportunity here. Madison Nelson, nice crossover. And they're going to call a foul there, I believe. That one was deflected on Trinity Matthews. I thought it was on Emily Kunze. And so that'll be number 3 for Trinity Matthews.
Great job by Nelson corralling that rebound. She was determined. It's not easy to out-rebound Nelson down low, especially off of a free throw.
And so both with 3 fouls, Claire Williams and Trinity Matthews. The 2 freshmen will go ahead and have a seat for likely the remainder of the half, as Webster continues to push the pedal on offense. Emily Wilson down low once again gets the job done.
And she just got behind the defense. Haley Boucher was not able to do anything with Nelson once Nelson got her on that backside inside the paint.
Nice defense there from Webster. Fontbonne able to get it over the timeline.
Great handles by Bailey, breaking that press, keeping her eyes down the court. Unfortunately, Nelson wasn't able to cash in.
Down low once more to Wilson as she gets another one off the glass.
And she's letting them know they're too small down low. Wilson having her way in the paint so far today.
And that one is tipped by Mariana Brick. And Emily Kunze gets another one. Nice look up to Jenna Stunnard. And one step too soon. And Stunnard will go ahead and laugh that turnover off.
You love to see the emotion that sophomore Emily Wilson brings. I mean, what a great job. You've got Lancaster kind of chest bumping you on your way out as you substitute. Great job by Wilson, maximizing her minutes on the floor.
It's so fun to watch this team play, especially when they're in the lead, they're having fun, they're just running plays. It's fundamental offense, and when you have a basketball team as good as Coach Olafson's squad, you're going to watch some really great games. And obviously Webster is just having a great time out there. They're not worried about how many turnovers they're committing. They're not worried about how many bad passes they're having. They're scoring buckets, and they're making transition plays. Nice look there for Bethany Lancaster.
And you can tell that they enjoy that team aspect of this sport. You get some people that kind of want the individualized stats, but here at Webster, they definitely hone into that team basketball mentality.
Deep three from Harbor is no good. Gilchrist with the rebound. As a deflection there from Mallory Ronshausen will lead to an inbounds for the Gorlocks. And fresh legs here for the Griffins. Number 32, Amaya Earls. And Riley Pickett back in. 2:40 left here in the second quarter. Webster still up 50-23. As Rolfus thought about it, went ahead and drove the lane. Lancaster fouled hard. And she is right back up to the free throw line for two.
And this Webster team is very tough. Lancaster, she took a hard fall and bounced up, as you mentioned. And now we get to see Courtney White again, I think for the first time since she went down in that first quarter, early part of the first quarter too, so a great sign there, seeing Courtney White back on the floor.
And with those type of injuries, you always wonder, is it the head? Is it the chest? Is it something that is crucial, something that can't just be looked at by an athletic trainer? So glad to see Courtney White back on the court. She will go ahead and inbound this one off of the made free throw from Lancaster. Webster still running the full court defense. Fontbonne trying their best to work around it. And another foul called near half court. Kate Rolfus will pick up her first foul of the afternoon. And Fontbonne is in the bonus.
And almost immediately after subbing into the game, White finds herself at the free throw line. She's such a great ball handler for Fontbonne.
Second one is good. And we're going to go ahead and fix the clock, I believe, adding a couple seconds onto the shot clock. It's going to be reset at 25. Gorlock's taking it out near the scorer's table. Webster running the motion offense. Lancaster the screen. The feed back up top to Gilchrist is called for a travel, and that'll be another Gorlock turnover. And a quick scores update from across the conference. Principia leads fellow rival Greenville 33-30 at the half. And we're going to do our best to keep you updated on all SLIAC scores throughout the day today, as that is a triple from Ronshausen, no good off the mark. Last touch by Webster, and Fontbonne gets another opportunity down low.
And although that shot didn't make its way in, great extra pass by the Griffins, getting that open shot.
Inbound to Earls. Nice steal from Grimes. Almost had it. And it'll still stay here for the Griffins. Nice hustle there from Jordan Grimes. The defense is still showing a valiant effort, even with just a minute and a half left in the half.
That's something that's also special about the Gorlocks. They don't take their foot off the pedal. It's not a switch that you can flip on and off, so they're always on.
Bowden-Distel snags down the rebound. Working in transition is Gilchrist. Nice give and go back to Bowden-Distel. The extra bounce pass to Lancaster is no good, and Fontbonne will take it the other way. Mariana Brick back in for the Gorlocks. Nisa Gilchrist takes a seat for the final time in this half. 51-24, Webster still with a very commanding lead over the Griffins. From deep, long range, that one's good. Riley Pickett with her first three-pointer of the afternoon.
And on that possession, we saw the Griffins free themselves up by using a slew of screens. They're offensively able to get the three-point shot up clean and knock it down.
Lancaster down low, draws the foul, and she will head to the line for two more. Bethany Lancaster, 2 of 4 from beyond the line tonight. She's got 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists to add on to that. First free throw is good. Two for two that time around for Lancaster. Webster now up 53-27 with just under a minute left.
Such long arms on defense by the Gorlocks. Unable to rotate, though.
That one is saved, but blocked by Jordan Grimes. What a play by Grimes off of the save from Lancaster.
Unfortunately, Lancaster was out of bounds during that save. She's got a smile on her face, though. She knows the effort was there. And now this Webster bench getting super loud as we head into the second half. 30 seconds left.
That one is up and over. Bowdendistel will corral this one down. Shot clock is off. Bowdendistel, top of the key, swings it to Grimes. Grimes trying to go to work, loose ball. And this one will head the other way for Fontbonne. Mariana Brick trying to find something in the paint to get a last second shot up. And Fontbonne will get the last possession. Nice ball movement from the Griffins to get around the half-court line. Outside, Ronshausen for three. Bang! What a way to end a half if you're Fontbonne. Mallory Ronshausen with a deep three to bring that lead to just 23. So Webster will close this first half out 53-30. And folks, don't go anywhere. We've got more SLIAC Division III basketball coming your way in just a few minutes. And if you're just now tuning in, it has been a one-sided matchup so far. The Webster University Gorlocks lead Fontbonne Griffins 53-30. As we are underway to get the second half started here at Grant Gymnasium. Once again, Sam Baker joined alongside Ashley Wright. And Ashley, it's like I said, it's been a one-sided matchup so far. Lots of scoring from both sides. What does Fontbonne need to do to get back on top and get this game back in control?
Yeah, Fontbonne needs to take care of the ball. We talked about it earlier. Just the turnovers that Webster has been able to force by Fontbonne has been very one-sided. I mean, points off turnovers, Webster has 20 already. And they also have 30 points in the paint. So if you're Fontbonne, you want to be able to protect the ball and protect the paint moving forward into this game.
So a first possession three led to a quick foul on number 23, Kate Rolfus. That is her second personal foul of the afternoon. As that one is stripped away and will go for Webster.
It's hard when you have a defensive player such as Lancaster in front of you. Those long arms are just unfair, and you just can't. It's not easy to get around.
Nice screen there from Lancaster. Gorlocks doing a great job of moving the ball around the arc. Lots of motion left to right. Another screen there for Lancaster. The feed down low, and that one is good. Fundamental basketball being put into motion.
And again, the length of Lancaster, you could just go over the top and pass her the ball. She's almost like a wide receiver, being able to get to that high point, bring it down, and go right back up for an easy two.
So Webster starts things off here with a 5-point run, 58-30 here early in the second half.
And a great dish there by White to Nelson. But again, those long arms of the Gorlocks disrupting that play.
So the original five for both teams in. For Webster, Lancaster, Grimes, Rolfus, and Gilchrist and Boundendistel. That three is no good from Riley Pickett. One thing that Fontbonne has been doing really well is shooting the ball. They may not have been knocking down as many shots, as that one is an easy pick there for Bethany Lancaster. But Fontbonne has been shooting the ball very well. They've been putting up a lot of attempts. They've gotten a few of those to fall. But once again, they have got to do a better job of scoring inside and getting those points off the turnovers from careless mistakes, as that one is denied at the rim by Bethany Lancaster.
And the disparity in field goal percentage obviously comes from the easy looks that Webster has been able to really take advantage of. Webster shooting 61% from the field. That's very, very high for a team percentage heading into the second half.
Rolfus on the wing. Guarded very closely by number 10, Kaya Harbor. Again, Fontbonne pressuring heavily on the man-to-man defense. Nice shot by Kate Rolfus on the move, gets it to fall. Nice feed down low from Nelson. Kick out to Bailey. That triple is no good from Jemize Bailey.
And both teams kind of slowing down the tempo as we open up this second half. The first half was very, very fast, but now you kind of see the attempt in trying to really get an offense set on both ends.
Nice defense played there by Fontbonne, controlling the ball outside of the rim. Nelson tries to find a gap, goes up strong. Bodied by Lancaster. She will be called for the foul. And Fontbonne will get two more free throws.
Great strength by Nelson even to get that attempt off. I mean, Lancaster was literally hovering over her with those long limbs.
That is foul number 2 on Bethany Lancaster, as Nelson's first free throw falls in and out. Second free throw is good. So looking at the points off of turnovers, so far Webster has scored 20 points off of those turnovers received tonight, 10 of those being steals. as Grimes controls the point guard position. Almost ran into a defender. Nice kick out to Rolfus. Just 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rolfus, another drive in strong. That one was tipped by Nelson, and it'll stay here for another Gorloks inbound.
Great job by the Griffins staying disciplined. Rolfus tried to put the moves on, kind of doing a Euro step, but the Griffins not being phased by that move.
Lancaster, the no-look shot and the foul. And just kidding, they're actually going to call a travel underneath. She might have moved her pivot foot. She had an excellent look to get around the defender. Shot even went in, but just a little bit too much movement there on the pivot foot.
It looked great. I mean, we've seen her ability to do that in the first half. She pulled out some magic tricks. But unfortunately, this time called for the travel.
Nice defense from Gilchrist, keeping the ball at bay. Bowden-Distel doing the same. Going to work on Lancaster is Nelson. That shot is no good off the deflection from Rolfus. And another interception for Fontbonne. Nice look there from Kaya Harbor to keep her eyes up on the transition. Ronshausen driving. No good off the glass. Gets her own rebound. No good either. Lancaster grabbing the defensive board.
Looks like Fontbonne to come into this second half has elected to go to a man-to-man defense after being in zone the entire first half.
Nice look down low to Lancaster. She's got another one.
Lancaster is just so smooth once she gets the ball down low. She's unfazed. She's patient. She takes her time and ensures that she's getting an open shot up.
17 points tonight for the junior power forward, Bethany Lancaster. She's putting on a shooting clinic so far tonight. Nice rebound by Fontbonne. Bailey can't find the bottom of the net. This one will head the other way for Webster.
You talked about it. Fontbonne is getting some good looks. Unfortunately, they're rushing their shots. It's okay to kind of just take your time, be patient, then put the shot up. And we saw an example of that there by Bailey during their last possession.
So Coach Olafson will go ahead and put in a fresh 5 for his squad. Stunnard, Brick, Wilson, Matthews, and Williams will come in for Grimes once she's done with the free throw. Knocks down the first. Coach Olafson giving some last-minute advice there to number 3, Nisa Gilchrist. And so Fontbonne will go ahead and take it out from their own baseline, 66-31. Webster still with a 35-point lead over the Griffins here with just about 5 minutes left in the second. Go ahead, Ashley.
Still pressing the ball, too, is Webster, up 35 points. And one thing you appreciate about Webster defensively is their communication. Instantly, once that ball is inbounded, you know where it is, you know who needs to rotate. There's no room left for confusion on that defensive end by Webster.
Nice job by Emily Wilson to draw the contact and the foul. And Wilson will head to the line here for 2 free throws. A lot of personalities on this team, Ashley, as we talked about before. At the line now for Webster, Emily Wilson. She's got a big personality of her own, don't you think?
She does. She provides such a spark for this Webster team. You see the emotion. We saw it early when she knocked down an and one. Just the raw emotion that came from her and how she's able to really hone into kind of a leader as a sophomore. It's amazing to see. It's rare that you see that from an underclassman, but she really takes pride in herself and this team.
Cross-court pass to number 22. Riley Pickett no good on the 3. Bailey still got it. Goes up strong. And she'll get a chance at 2 free throws. So in the second half, we are seeing a lot more fouls being called, not just on Webster's end, but on both ends of the court, as number 34, Trinity Matthews, will pick up her 4th personal foul on the afternoon. Bailey's good on the first free throw. Two for two at the line for Jemize Bailey. Fontbonne is now shooting 13 of 18 from beyond the charity stripe tonight. They're shooting a mere 71% from the free throw range. Webster, 7 of 11 this afternoon, shooting just about 63% from the charity stripe. Kunze finds Wilson down low. Nice catch and shoot. Great defense played by Haley Busher. Not a shot that you see Emily Wilson miss once in a while.
It's not, and then great job by Busher also boxing out, forcing that foul call against Wilson.
And as we see the men's teams changing into their uniforms and getting ready to warm up, folks, don't go anywhere. We've got more NCAA Division III basketball coming to you right after this game, as the men's teams from Fontbonne and Webster will face off at 3 o'clock. Emily Kunze unable to hold on to that one, and that'll be another Webster turnover.
Kunze just too fast for her own good. She got out ahead of the pack, but unable to really corral the ball in to finish.
And that's not her typical position on a transition play. Usually she's the one facilitating the pass down low for a score. Bailey goes up strong, unable to find the rim. Nice ball movement from Fontbonne, keeping the ball outside of the arc. Ronshausen guarded closely by Stunner, just 10 on the shot clock. Nice Euro step, and the foul. Mallory Ronshausen with a nice dribble move underneath, draws the contact, and she'll go to the line here for one more.
Yeah, great job by Ronshausen after being chased off that three-point line, really finding her way deep down low, drawing the foul, and still able to potentially get a three-point play.
Ronshausen's free throw is good. And happy with her performance has to be graduate assistant Madeline Ronshausen. She started her first year of graduate school this year for Fontbonne University, as Stunner's three is no good off the mark. So Madeline Ronshausen, her little sister, Mallory Ronshausen, who just completed Fontbonne's free throws, is coaching her younger sister. Madeline played for Rockhurst University, graduated in 2020. She averaged about 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists her senior year. So you got to imagine that Coach Fitzgerald is loving the experience that she's able to bring to the table.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then sometimes when you have siblings on the same team or same staff even, there's that sibling rivalry. So you get that extra push from your brother or sister.
Bailey against Brick. Nice move by Bailey, driving strong to the cup and the finish. What a move by Jemize Bailey to get around the perimeter defenders, finishing strong at the rim. And that'll be another three-point conversion here for Fontbonne.
Yeah, you talked about it earlier. This Fontbonne team is down, but they're not out. They haven't hung their heads down, and they're still running plays. They're playing hard, having their hands out defensively, and drawing fouls.
Jemize Bailey good on the three-point conversion. She is shooting about 66% from the free throw line this year. Another trusted shooter for the Griffins. Webster looking to answer. Wilson backs down the defense. Nice shot. Unable to connect at the rim. Great job by Fontbonne to bring down the rebound.
Yeah, I think the defender got a hand on that ball, but Wilson's still able to get her attempt up.
No good off the mark from Boucher. Boucher grabs her own rebound, bodies Brick, and ball is still alive. Deflection from Williams. Ronshausen jacks up a three. That one's good.
And she's got something to say running down the court. She let Jenna Stannard know that she knocked that three down easily.
Fontbonne's defense is able to read Webster's passes, as that one is a turnover for Webster. Jump ball is called, and the possession arrow is facing Fontbonne.
And Suddenly you kind of feel an energy shift over towards the Fontbonne side. Fontbonne has some momentum as we're inching closer to this fourth quarter.
As we saw earlier, Coach Fitzgerald was sitting down for a lot of the first half. Now we see him on his feet, a little bit more engaged with the game, kind of reflecting off of Fontbonne's play as well. They look more engaged in the second half. Nice triple by Madison Nelson. The Griffins are starting to fire on all cylinders here. They are slowly cutting away at the lead. As Rolfus 3 is unable to connect, Fontbonne gets it right back.
And again, another great job by Fontbonne boxing out. This time Nelson able to box out and force the ball off of the Gorlocks.
Fontbonne breaking the press defense. Wide open in the corner is Nelson. Bang!
And again, back-to-back threes for Nelson. And the Griffins, even their fans, they're storming off of this bench in this timeout, rallying around this shift of momentum.
Coach Fitzgerald and Coach Ronshausen are loving it right now. Fontbonne cutting away at a chunky Webster lead, 67-48. With just about a minute left here in the third quarter. Boy, the energy sure has shifted. You are absolutely right, Ashley.
Wow, and this is what you love to see. Just, again, a testament to the Griffins being down but not out, realizing that there's still a way to fight and get back into this game. We still have another quarter of play and just over a minute left in this third quarter. The Griffins really doing what they can to try to get back.
Fontbonne working with just 3 substitutions, and they are putting forward a very valiant effort against a deep Webster bench. Lancaster, the feed to Gilchrist. Elbow jumper is no good from Nisa Gilchrist. Fontbonne able to pick it back up.
Great defensive stance there by the Griffins, forcing an outside shot by the Gorlocks.
Nice hustle there from Ronshausen trying to get the ball back. Bowdendistel, corner 3.
Great job by White recovering and contesting that corner 3. Really rushing that shot, and we saw it kind of hit off the backboard there. And Nelson, again, she scored the last, I think, 8 points now by the Griffins. 2 threes and now that layup.
Just 5 seconds left on the clock. Bowdendistel backing down the defense. Grimes launches it, nails it.
Great way to end the quarter there by the Gorlocks, kind of stop the bleeding.
Jordan Grimes with the final exclamation point to end the third quarter. 69-50. Webster is ahead of Fontbonne by 19. And we've got more exciting basketball in just a few minutes, folks. Do not go anywhere. So we're all done with 3 here in the Grant. Webster University leads Fontbonne 69-50. We've got 10 minutes left of action here, and then at 3 o'clock, the men will play. So Fontbonne will come into this one 4-7, looking to make it 5-7. As we just saw earlier, ending the third quarter with a nice scoring run to pick things back up and trying to get the momentum back into their hands. They are 0-1 in the conference right now. They dropped their first match against Principia. However, there were solid shooting performances from Mallory Ronshausen and Courtney White. As we saw earlier, Mallory Ronshausen, a big three-point play completed earlier to grab that momentum back. There were a couple other buckets made by teammates. Madison Nelson also doing a really good job of getting points on the board for the Griffins. And so, Ashley, we've got 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. What do you think is going to happen? Let's hear the predictions.
Yeah, the Griffins just have to pick up where they left off in that third quarter, really keep the momentum on their side, and this is how you do it defensively, forcing the Gorlocks to throw up a shot late in the shot clock. And now you're forcing some jump balls. Looks like the possession arrow is the Griffins, so they're doing everything right now. Just keep honing in to what's been working for them so far.
Webster's largest lead of the game was back in the third quarter when they were up by 36 points, 67-31. Fontbonne has slowly but surely edged away at that lead. They are now just within 19 of a strong Webster offense.
And a huge lift there by Nelson in that third quarter. She went on an 8-0 run herself, knocking down 2 threes and coming down and getting an easy layup. We'll see how the Gorlocks look to defend her now in this fourth quarter. And there again, in some one-on-one trouble, Lancaster trying to close in that gap against Nelson. And Nelson forcing that foul against Lancaster. That's something you don't want to see. Lancaster has been a force for the Gorlocks. It looks like that's her third foul now in this fourth quarter.
In charge of these free throws, number 0, Madison Nelson. Once again, averaging about 13 points a game. She is 47% from beyond the arc. And with that free throw, she has 19 points on the afternoon, 6 of 13 from beyond the field. And she's got 3 3-pointers to add on to that. Madison Nelson, have yourself a game. No-look shot from Bowden-Distel is off the mark. And Fontbonne will take it the other way. Nelson drives, finishes at the rim, and the foul.
And that's what you want to see from Nelson in this fourth quarter. She's catching fire at the right time. Great job by Nelson, really concentrating, and now she's getting to the line.
And so now a quick score update for you. Principia is on top of Greenville 59-56, a close 3-point game being played across town. Nelson's second free throw is good.
You knew it was a matter of time for Nelson. She's averaging 13 points per game as a freshman for the Griffins. She's fearless, and we've seen that on display here today.
The handoff to Rolfus, top of the key. Cross court to Bowden-Distel, dangerous pass. Gilchrist finds Lancaster down low, and she gets the foul.
And on the other hand, if you're the Gorlocks, this is how you stop the bleeding and you keep the Griffins from being able to get within striking distance. You keep taking your own trips to the line and kind of trying to stop that clock and stop the momentum and disrupt the flow of the Griffins' game.
Knocks down the first. So the majority of Webster's points coming from inside the paint per usual. Webster has scored 36 of their 70 points and 71 points inside the paint. Go ahead and add that free throw onto that total count. 71-54 with just about 8.5 minutes left of action here at the Grant. Nice deflection there by Grimes. And Coach O calling out the offense before he gives up the basketball. Love to see it.
Yeah, Nelson trapped right in front of that Gorlocks bench. It's hard to do anything when you've got the bench yelling D up and you've got these trees with their hands around you.
Rolfus from downtown St. Louis. No good, off the mark. Grimes picks up the offensive rebound. And that's not a shot that Kate Rolfus is scared to take. You're going to see her line up from three-point range all afternoon long, just as she has done all afternoon so far. Just 6 on the shot clock. Grimes trying to work around the defense. Lancaster to Bowden Distel. Great defense there from Fontbonne. They're going to earn that turnover the hard way.
And it was really White just inside of that three-point line. Just great perimeter defense, keeping her feet moving, hands out. Great job by the leader.
Webster right back with the pressure on defense. Jemice Bailey having to wrap around Nisa Gilchrist for that one. Nelson jacks up another triple. No good off the mark. Nice rebound by Gilchrist. Webster working quickly. Lancaster unable to hold on. Bowden Distel right there to get it. Boy, oh boy, Webster been completing some dangerous passes today, both cross-court and all the way down in transition. You got to wonder how Fontbonne hasn't gotten more steals this afternoon.
And Grimes really being smart with the basketball. She took the time to just dribble out, let her team get set on offense, and now she just drew another foul against the Griffins. That'll be on number 24, Ronhausen. That's her first foul of the game.
Bowden Distel goes up strong, no good on that one. Lancaster draws some more contact, and that'll be another trip to the free throw line for the junior. Quick substitution here for the Griffins. Madison Nelson will take a quick breather, and Haley Boucher will come in to take her spot.
You got to think that'll be just what it is, quick breather. Nelson has been the hot hand so far on this run by the Griffins.
Two for two that time around for Lancaster, as she is now 9 of 12 from beyond the free throw line this afternoon. She now has 21 points. Right behind her, Kate Rolfus with 15 of her own, 3 of those being from beyond the three-point line. And Fontbonne looks to answer. Jemice Bailey working around Nisa Gilchrist. And this one will stay here for Webster. Interesting note to point out, probably a little irrelevant, but most of the matchups that we've seen tonight have been the same numbers. We've seen Mariana Brick and Mallory Ronshausen, both 24s, going at each other. We've got Nisa Gilchrist and Jemice Bailey both going against each other. Long triple, no good from Ronshausen. Just a quick note that you tend to notice on the court.
Wow, great highlight. That's actually, I don't even think I've seen that. I didn't take note of that.
It's the little niche things in basketball that make it fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of make it fun, Webster still trying to make fun basketball happen here. They're doing a really good job of rotating the ball outside of the arc. Lancaster, nice catch and shoot. Boy, oh boy.
Just beautiful. What a beautiful turnaround. The way that she's able to elevate is wonderful basketball.
Lancaster's turnaround jumper will give her 23 points on the afternoon. Webster up by 26, 75-54, with just 6 minutes left in this one. Gilchrist ran that one down with White. Fontbonne gets it right back. White has space to shoot. She does, and she nails it.
And that's all net. That's something you like to see from White, too. Not only is she able to make her way down the court and get deep into the paint, but she can knock down that open three.
She's the #1 rebounder in the SLIAC, and she can also shoot the three-pointer. Another 3 points there for Fontbonne. 57 tonight for the Griffins.
How amazing is that stat? Your senior guard is the #1 rebounder in the entire conference. I mean, the same conference that we just saw Lancaster in. You know, that's great and a testament to Courtney White.
As we said before, the last time these two teams met was last year in the conference semifinals. Jordan Grimes, catch and shoot, no good. Boucher will let this one roll out of bounds. And so like we said, the last time these two teams met was a very tense situation. It was the semifinals of the conference tournament. Everyone is on edge. It's the playoffs. Every game counts. And so now coming into this one, there was still some of that pressure left over from last year. Coach Fitzgerald obviously wanting a little bit of revenge as he's going to call a timeout to talk this one over with the Griffins. So 75-57, with just about 5.5 minutes left in this final quarter of action here at the Grant. Timeout was called near the sideline, so this one will be taken out on the side of the bleachers. Looking at the rebound count so far, Webster has done a really good job out-rebounding Fontbonne 38-32, but only 9 of those being offensive. So when we're looking at these numbers, Fontbonne has been doing a really good job of grabbing the missed shots from Webster. They've been corralling down defensive rebounds like it's nothing. They've been trying to do their best to work in transition.
Yeah, the biggest thing here for Fontbonne, as we mentioned earlier, is just limiting those turnovers. The Gorlocks have been very persistent in their defense, leaving their arms open, and we also said it, the way that they communicate defensively is astonishing.
Nice body and the foul. Madison Nelson heading to the line once more for a three-point play.
Nelson really controlling herself mid-air, hanging in and able to kiss it off the glass. Another three-point play attempt for Nelson.
That was foul number 4 on Bethany Lancaster. She will go ahead and take a seat.
And it's almost an advantage for the Griffins until you see that it's Emily Wilson subbing in for Lancaster, so not much of a drop-off there for the Gorlocks.
It's a nice trade-off indeed when you have number 31, Emily Wilson, come in for you. They almost mirror their playing styles. Maybe Emily Wilson taking a little fewer shots, if you will, as that foul is called on number 23, Courtney White. Fontbonne audibly upset about that one, letting the referees know. And so this will send Emily Wilson to the line for 2 free throws. Webster in the bonus. Or pardon me, that was a shooting foul, I believe, down low.
That's 15 points for Emily Wilson off the bench for the Gorlocks. She is such a great contributor. You gotta think anywhere else she would be a starter. But this Webster team is just so deep.
And you know that when the only statistical advantage is the height advantage of UC and Lancaster. There is no visible playing difference. They both have the same attitude. They both have the same work ethic. And it's just great to watch these two play basketball. It's great to watch Webster play basketball. Their bench is always alive throughout the entirety of the game, whether they're down by 10 or up by 30. So speaking of leads, Webster up by 18 with just under 5 minutes left of action. On the wing, Grimes kicks it up to Wilson. Brick now to Bowden-Distel. Bowden-Distel kicks it to Wilson. Just 5 left on the shot clock. Bowden-Distel jacks up a long-range triple. And that one will head the other way for Fontbonne. Another successful defensive possession for Fontbonne. That's 2 shot clock violations that we've seen in the same quarter.
Yeah, so they're able to force the turnovers. It's just taking advantage of those extra possessions where the Gorlocks are left without putting any more points up on the board.
Nice hustle play there by Mariana Brick. She was fighting for that one, jumping and diving. Almost railed into her own bench. The inbound from White connects with Ronshausen.
Oh, and she pulled from downtown St. Louis, unable to knock it down. But now you've got Nelson on the floor, who's also a three-point threat.
That triple is good from Ronshausen. Let him know. Let him know. Mallory Ronshausen now with 12 points on the evening. That's her 3rd triple. And we're starting to see it. They're starting to warm up.
That was a great job covering the floor. She went to the opposite end and knocked it down from the other corner.
Emily Wilson right back with an answer. She's been doing it all night long. 18 points tonight for the sophomore. And another foul called on number 24, Mariana Brick. And that will be her second foul of the evening. Actually, we're seeing a lot of those reach-in calls being played out kind of in the backcourt in the first part of breaking the press defense. Webster's doing a really good job of getting their hands in there. They're not afraid to foul.
Yeah, but those are some of the fouls you don't want to commit when you're so far away from the basket. But as you mentioned, they are in a press, so it's hard to not commit those fouls when you're trying to rotate, get your hands up. Sometimes you fall victim to slapping a player a little bit.
Wilson grabs the rebound. Emily Wilson also with 7 rebounds tonight to add on to her tremendous scoring effort this afternoon. Grimes finds Bowden-Distel down low for the easy bucket.
Yeah, now you look for Webster to just kind of slow it down, eat up some of this clock as we're getting to the latter parts of this fourth quarter and putting up some high percentage shots. We just saw an example there.
Mariana Brick not letting Bailey go anywhere. And that is another foul on the freshman. 4 fouls tonight for Mariana Brick. And there we go. We can see Nisa Gilchrist heading to the scorer's table. And so just a quick update for the scores. 70-63, Greenville University pulling out the win against fellow conference rival Principia University. And a big shout out to the Prepcast Network for providing us those scores. Second free throw is good. Jemize Bailey now with 10 points this evening. Fontbonne shooting about 69% from the free throw line this evening. They are 20 of 29. Bowden-Distel, again, nice look off the glass. Bailey, 2 in a row for Julie Bowden-Distel.
Bailey slipping on that defensive possession, allowing Bowden-Distel to get so wide open down low. And now the Gorlocks forcing a jump ball. They've got possession according to the arrow. And again, Webster able to chew up some more of this clock as we're in this latter parts of the fourth quarter.
And as we saw the energy shift back earlier near the beginning of the fourth quarter, it seems that we have seen yet another shift, this time in Webster's direction. Gorlocks are going to look to close this one out as Bowden-Distel jacks up a triple. The go-ahead 3 is good. Webster now up 86-65 with just about 2.5 minutes left of action. What a great shot by Julie Bowden-Distel, even with a tremendous lead.
Absolutely. You just know when it's going in after it comes off of a player's hands, and geez, the confidence she had when she went up straight on for that 3.
And so the foul is called underneath against Wilson. That will be her second foul of the evening. As Nelson's first free throw is no good. And there's been a lot of bodies that have fallen on the floor this afternoon, a lot of hustle plays that have been going on, but one thing that has remained constant is the sportsmanship that we've seen from both teams. The SLIAC Conference really hones in on not just competing, but being a good student athlete as well, showing your rivals that compassion, because at the end of the day, it is just sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you could see tempers flare when teams are out with such a great lead and still electing to press, and you get those questions. But as you mentioned, the SLIAC Conference really honing into that sportsmanship mentality. It's great to see. And Emily Wilson just continuing to do what she does best, which is get open and knocking down those deep paint shots.
That is another foul on the Gorlocks. This time around will be against Julie Bowden-Distel, just her second foul of the evening. I've been saying afternoon and evening. I'm taking a look outside, and it's crazy to believe that at 2:45 in Webster Groves, Missouri, it looks dark.
No, absolutely. I noticed that too, actually, throughout the game. It's kind of a distraction.
And it might just be the tint of the door. I'm not completely sure. I'm sure if we stepped outside, it'd be a little bit lighter. But boy, oh boy, a full afternoon of basketball here at the Grant. Ashley, it's amazing to see fans pack Grant Gymnasium like they did in the good old days back in 2019 before COVID was around. The conference tournament would be hosted here at the Grant, and every single seat would be filled. Nice layup there from Julie Bowden-Distel.
Yeah, and if you're watching now, you could probably hear the eruption from fans as Webster continues to build upon their lead. And it doesn't look like they're going to give White that continuation. She might have been fouled on the floor. That's Emily Wilson's third foul here. Not quite a concern with 1:19 left in this fourth quarter.
Emily Wilson shaking that one off. She has had a tremendous night herself. 20 points, 8 of 11 from beyond the field. Add on 7 rebounds and an assist to that number. She's had herself a very spectacular night. As Bethany Lancaster will go ahead and score a season-high points. So far, she's got 23 this evening, and it looks like she might be out for the rest of the game. Emily Wilson with 20 points of her own. Right behind her, Jordan Grimes going to work, showcasing the dribble move. She's just going to go ahead and run out some time. No intention to shoot on the play. Gilchrist will get charged for the foul. And this one heads the other way for the Griffins. And it looks like Kaya Harbor might not have had her feet set on that play. I'm not sure if Gilchrist lowered her shoulder or not. I wasn't able to see, but obviously referees had a better angle than we did up here in the bleachers.
Yeah, she literally steamrolled over Harbor. Harbor doing kind of a somersault as she was on the ground. Either way, she got the possession for the Griffins.
Just about 30 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Deep three, no good from Nelson. Gets her own rebound. Unable to finish at the cup. Webster still trying to run out some clock. Bowden-Distel, nice pump fake. 10 seconds left to work. Webster trying to run one more offensive possession. Nice feed down low to Wilson. Almost took another step. She caught herself right as she let go of the ball on the finger roll. I know you saw that, Ashley.
Yeah, I did, and she knew it too. She had a smile coming from her face after she was running down the court. She felt exactly what we saw. It was only fitting, though, that she got that last shot for the Gorlocks.
So Jordan Grimes will dribble that one out until the buzzer. The Gorlocks picking up their 12th win of the season, 92-71 over crosstown rival Fontbonne University. Bethany Lancaster finishing with 23 points, right behind her Emily Wilson with 20 of her own. And for Fontbonne, Madison Nelson, 25 points, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, 7 rebounds and 2 assists. Go ahead and throw on a block for an exclamation point. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've got more NCAA Division III basketball coming your way in just a few minutes.